Every parent lies, whether driven by fear, impulse, or shame. Some are innocuous, like Santa Claus or Tooth Fairy. Others can be far more sinister, the abusive drunk father who tells his children it's all for the best. My parents lied about everything. They told me they worked. They didn't. They told me they were Cherokee. They weren't. They told me they'd come to my football games. They never came. They told me they stopped using drugs. They never even tried. They told me that they loved me. They never did. I was an unloved foster child, adopted purely out of self-interest and greed. Monthly payments from the state were funded directly into booze, drugs, and cigarettes. What was left was used to keep me barely fed and clothed. When teachers called home to ask about the bruises on my body, my parents would lie and blame sports. Football was a great cover. At parent-teacher conferences, they displayed over-affection and lavished me with an attention only to scream at me for minor mistakes on a car ride home. They truly had mastered the art of deceit, a feat that required sociopathic tendencies. Drug-fueled parties were a regular occurrence at my home. Meth-heads, tweakers, addicts, junkies, and criminals. These were the kind of people my parents associated with. I was always forced to clean up the aftermath. They were always beating me after. While beating me, my mother would lie and say they were doing it to build my character. I'm pretty sure they enjoyed causing pain to the others, or at least making others as miserable as they were. Years passed by, and things only became worse. Their drug habit intensified, leading to increasingly erratic behavior. I was forced to commit petty crimes to support their habit, usually shoplifting or purse snatching. When the police arrested me, my parents lied and passionately stated how they raised me to do right. Like every other time, falsehoods were taken as fact, and I remained in their custody. Despite the suffering, I never tried to leave, never told a soul what I endured. I wanted nothing more than to see my parents change, to do good for once in their lives. Change does not occur overnight, so I remained patient, but everyone has a limit. After 12 years, I could wait no longer. Every attempt to better their lives and improve their character had been met with resistance and abuse. Subtle and direct suggestions were cast aside like unwanted pet, and if anything, their behavior only got worse over time. Martha and John Greenlee were officially a failed experiment. I would proceed no further. Eternity can become quite boring, so you have to be creative to keep life interesting. My personal preference was to engage in various experiments, mainly focused on changing the fundamental character of human beings. Rarely was I successful. When the police came and found my parents with their throats slashed, I lied and said it was a drug deal gone bad. When they asked me how was I feeling, I lied. When they took me to the police station, I lied and said that I needed to use a restroom. When I reached the bus terminal, I lied and said my name was John Anderson from Evanston, and so I was.